Hey guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast with me, Alex Whiteley. And today I'm bringing a podcast to you that was made by you. This is a cool, organic coming together of people. Today's guest is Alice Nestor, and she's going to be talking to us about her journey through the discovery of, treatment of, and recovery of getting a brain tumour and how it changed her life. This is a great podcast about awareness. That is the purpose of this episode, and this happened because Alice put a post on you from Shrewsbury When, which is a very locally popular social Facebook group. If you're not in that, be in it, because there's lots of information that goes back into. And one of those was a post that Alice put up saying that she would like to find some podcast radio stuff so she can raise awareness about her journey. And so many people tagged me in this, and I feel so grateful that Alice chose the biscuit as a place to come first to talk about this story, and grateful to you guys as well for making this happen. So it goes without saying that this episode could be triggering for people that have been in and around brain tumour trauma, whether it's yourself or your family. So just a forewarning that, we do talk about this an awful lot. We go right into it. There is help there, though. There is the braintumorcharity.org, which is a website which offers so much help for people dealing with this. So if you feel like this is going to affect you at the end, I mean, by all means, don't listen to this episode if it's going to trigger you. But if you listen to this and you're feeling a bit emotional afterwards, go to the braintumorcharity.org website, and there's lots that you can help there too. And from my experience, whether it's cancer or not, I feel like Lincoln Davis might be a good resource for you as well. They do so much when it comes to dealing with the trauma of brain tumour, and of course that there are cancerous tumours and there are benign tumours, but they're both very, very damaging, aren't they? So like, if there's anything that you can do to go and get yourself a bit of help after this, or do you know what? Go and watch some stand-up comedy. Go and watch some funny cat videos on social media. That get some dopamine in you. That'll really help after this episode. I appreciate that it's very, very charged, this one. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Alice Nestor with her story. I'll catch you guys at the end. Enjoy. Roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrong stuff, but baby, you are the change now. Let them talk, took my lumps. Roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. So hey guys, got a very special guest today. I like to tell people stories. I like to give people the opportunity to tell their story. And today's guest, Alice, thank you so much for coming on the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Thank you for coming on.
It's okay.
You've got a story to tell because you wanted to raise awareness.
Yeah.
With what's happened to you, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. I just thought some people might not be aware or know much about it, like me before. I didn't have a clue. So I just thought if anyone hears it and thinks, oh yeah, I live in Shropshire or Shrewsbury, I can relate, or maybe even reach out to me or take my advice or push at their own doctors. I don't know.
I feel like at the moment we're living, I don't know, I feel like coming out of the pandemic, I feel like there's certain ailments and certain things that we'd find wrong with us that we've almost felt guilty for.
Yeah, 100%.
It's sort of overwhelming the doctors. I mean, especially when it comes to young men and women.
Yeah.
When it comes to getting themselves checked for, symptoms for cancer and things like that. You don't want
busy parents, busy working.
We're working.
Yeah. You'd feel like you're annoying them sometimes. Not blaming them. They're just doing their job. Mm. Yeah. Oh, this, don't know, just like...
No, it's fine. So, I mean, where do you originate from originally? Where do you hail from? Where do you begin life?
I grew up in Bridgnorth.
All right. Okay.
When I had my son, just before I had my son in 2013.
Okay.
And I moved to Shrewsbury. Yeah.
Oh, what brought you here then?
I went to college in Shrewsbury for a bit and then made a lot of my friends there.
Oh, okay. We came here 2017.
Oh, okay.
The biscuit started in 2018.
Yeah.
And once we moved here, I fell head over heels in love with the place. It's just nice. I kind of grew up in Wrexham, Telford, Wrexham.
Yeah, I used to live in Telford.
And I always say this, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that lives in Telford or Wrexham. For me personally, I just couldn't connect with those towns. I don't know what it was.
It's harder there. I feel like, I don't know if I offend anyone or not, but I feel like I don't know, you just read people differently, don't you? And it's just different types of...
Yeah. I feel like I couldn't identify with those towns. And it's not, I think it's... In Wrexham was a different thing because it was like everybody knew everyone's business.
I've never been to Wrexham, so I can't...
But this is me personally.
I feel like Shrewsbury can be a bit like that there at times.
I mean, especially when you're like the biscuit guy.
Well, yeah. Bridge North was horrendous growing up in at one point.
I used to do a bit of work in Bridge North. I used to work over the rough sleeper team.
Oh, that's good.
So we used to go around and do that. But it was a good way to get to know the town and the people.
Yeah.
I'd pop into the shops and stuff and be like, hi.
And the contrast.
Yeah.
But everywhere you go.
Yeah. And for college, what did you do?
So I've had a right life. I've wasted so much time. I did beauty therapy at college. Then, what did I do after that? God, I had like a massive car crash.
Oh, really?
Wasn't me driving, FYI.
You were just involved.
I was a passenger and fell asleep. And then ended up doing like some reception work and much when, oh God, I've done all. Went to uni at Chester, did graphic design. That was a waste of time for me. I don't use it.
I feel like, because Web Orchard, our sponsors, made the logo as it looks right now. I've kind of had tinkered with it a little bit, but all the artwork and stuff I've done for the biscuit, I've done myself, the graphic design.
It's easy now to do. Well, I say easy, it's not. It's really time consuming, but you can, can't you? Yeah.
You can tell the difference between someone like me who tinkers and an actual graphic designer. Shane Chebsey, big shout out to Shane. He listens now and again. He's a graphic designer, and years ago we worked on a podcast called The Weekly Bazaar. It was such a fun show. We took like the craziest, like most ridiculous news stories of the week, and we try and shock each other on the live show. And I'd change my logos now and again, and I'd send them to him, and I'd be like, "What do you think?" He'd be like, "You've used more than one font.
Okay.
That's not centered.
The lines aren't even spaced out.
That line there's thicker than that line." And I'd be like, "Cheers, Shane."
Yeah, thanks. That's like now, because I do hair now, so that's like someone saying I put a box dye on my hair, and I'm like, oh, God.
We've got a mutual friend, haven't we? Sati?
Yes, Sati. Yeah, she's lovely. She's been really involved with me.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Absolute rock star.
Yeah.
We worked together.
Sati, if she is.
Hi, Sati. We worked together at Shrewsbury Prison. We acted together there. And we were part of a very close-knit sort of prison family, I used to call them. I talk about it on the show all the time, actually. One of the best times of my life, because we get locked into our characters, and we do our bits around the prison, but then we like, when like the backs were turned, we like give each other a wink and a nudge and stuff, like, "You're right." Do you know what I mean? And Sati's like that.
She was a good prison officer.
She was bossy.
Yeah.
But I used to encourage her to like give me a good ragging around because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because I'd be really disruptive. It was good. I just something about being a villain or a different character that isn't you, and you can just really go out for it. Do you know what I mean? It's really fun. Doing hair. So did you?
Yes.
How long have you been working hair for? Doing hair.
God, I don't know what year it started. My mind loses track. I used to work at the hair gallery in Wenlock. With one of my good friends now called Robin, but then I kind of wasn't very good then, so I left. Not good at hair, that sounds bad, but I was just not taking it seriously.
Inexperienced. Yeah.
And then I went to college because I was trying to do an apprenticeship then in level 1, but I just wasn't taking it seriously. And then I went to college and did my level 2, and then I worked at a salon called Sophisticates.
Sophisticates?
Have you heard of them?
No, this is a cool name. I love that.
Yeah. Where is it? Near Shrewsbury, I think.
Okay.
And then I found SY2 with Sati.
SY2.
And now here we are. Well, I'm not doing hair right now, but
this last Christmas I bought a voucher, and I messaged Sati, and I was like, "Can you sort me out a voucher?" And she was like, I can help. And then this year I was like, "Oh, what if I get my wife a hair voucher?" I completely forgot that I did that the year previous, so I'm so glad I didn't do that again, because it would have been like, "Oh, typical Alex." Do you know what I mean? So what's happened to your life then that's caused such a sort of curveball in your life?
God, loads of things in the past, but recently the big shock was I'm really good at kind of, Sati like knows what I'm like. She's like, no, don't.
You can take your time.
I'm really good at shunting things off. Oh, it's not that bad. And even my best friend is like, Alice, you've been incredibly poorly. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And what do you think drives that in you? Do you think it's just a case of...
I think I don't want to look like... Here I am. I don't look like I'm attention seeking, I guess. I don't know.
You're not attention seeking. You're raising awareness.
Yes,
okay?
Which I need to engrave in me. I don't know. I've always been quite used to if I am poorly, you just kind of keep going, you crack on.
Yeah.
But I feel like as well, this sounds mental, but I feel like this podcast might be a sort of like realisation for me. Maybe what's happened.
Yeah, you've got to give yourself those self-affirmations, whether it's positive, negative realisation. You've got to realise what is
letting it sink in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a type of therapy.
Yes.
Kat Merrick, who's a great...
I should pay you, really.
No, but I mean for me as well.
Yeah.
While we're in this bubble, around this table, nothing else exists.
Yeah.
It's just me and you, right?
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention to any of the negativities that's going up there.
Yeah.
I've got Kat Merrick, who's been a regular guest on the show. She's amazing. Breathe Dance Yoga. It's not called that anymore. Oh my gosh. But she's an absolute legend. She'll forgive me for that. It's just nice to be able to just have a space where you can openly talk about it and help people while you're doing it.
Yes, exactly. And if people have concerns of their health, listen to your body and try and make it top priority, which is easier said than done. But I remember I had like bad hearing. I've always had bad hearing, which sometimes I think is related. But like February last year, I remember thinking I need to go to the doctors about this. It's getting ridiculous. So like I couldn't hear. If I was in like a party, I say party, I'm a mum, but if I was like...
Hey, mums are like...
well, yeah, you know what I mean. Not like a rave. If I was like...
Why not, eh?
Well, maybe, you never know. If I was... trying to think, my friend had like a barbecue at her house and she had people outside. And I remember, I never forget, I walked past her dad and he was like, "You're right, Al." I looked rude as hell, couldn't hear a thing he said. So then I thought, this is not right. I went to the doctors a few times. I thought it was blocked. I nearly paid to get it syringed. I'm glad I didn't now. And they were like, maybe we need to refer you to ENT. When did I go to the doctors? And it finally started to jig things up. Probably like April, they said. Well,
so you had to go a number of times to the doctors?
Did.
Because like, it's interesting because I keep calling my M&Ms, but I've got all these like lumps up and down my arm. They're like fleshy. I don't mean to get too personal, but I went to the doctors and they kind of flicked my arm. "You're all right, Alex. Get on with it."
Like a good. Yeah. That sounds bad, but they like to just pod and poke you and send you.
Yeah.
No bad vibes to a doctor listening, but yeah.
Yeah.
So April, and then I kind of let it go. Like life took over, and then I've been seeing this amazing chiropractor. To big up 7 Chiropractor. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this.
You can, absolutely, but not the BBC.
Okay, good. So amazing in Mungmore. Private chiropractors. I can't for the love of me, apologies to remember his last name.
It's
But
okay.
it's called Ben. There's only 2 of them, I think, that work there. So I've been going to a chiropractor for years now. And every time you see him, he's a bit like a doctor. Well, he is, I guess. You have to tell him every latest news. So I've seen him quite regularly, like every 4 weeks. The last time I saw him was July, and I was telling him the latest. So I had like some really bizarre symptoms come in. Mm-hmm. My right side of my tongue was numb. So when don't know if you're like this, when you eat, do you have a favourite side that you eat on? Or am I just really weird?
Do you know what? I've never really thought of it like that.
Okay, I'm quite strange. Some people say, yeah. I do, which is my right side. Annoyingly, that's the side that went numb. Like, I remember I had some salt and vinegar disco crisps to test it.
Legendary.
Yeah, they're lush and they're strong, aren't they? Couldn't taste it on that side.
Okay.
Could on this. So I was like, right. Then I had I could taste like metal all the time. I thought, this is weird. My balance was atrocious. I looked drunk half the time walking.
Wow.
And what else? My vision on my right side. So, sorry, I do this. I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
So he said, I want to do a neurology test on you. I was like, right, I didn't research it. Like, don't research anything. Went there. This was on... It was like the week after my son's birthday. So it wasn't... He's born on the 17th of July. So it must have...
So like end of July, beginning of August sort of thing.
Yeah, and he did this neurology test. I was there for like an hour and a half. And he did like this eye test to see my vision, and my right side, my vision, it was all double, whereas this side wasn't. God, whacked me. And then after, he was like, look, I really think you need to go and get a scan, an MRI scan. I'm going to do a referral to your doctor.
So your reflexes weren't great when he's tapping you and stuff?
I think some were okay, but some weren't great. I think what worried him the most was the metal and the balance.
Yeah.
Than the vision. I don't know all the proper scientific.
No, we're okay.
Yeah, and so then it was a Friday, and I never forget. So he said, I think you've got an acoustic neuroma, basically. And I was a bit like, what the hell is that? Then he went a bit teary, not bad, but he's like, you're young, it should be fine, but I think you need a scan. So I'm going to refer you. So this was a Friday. So I left his feeling a bit like weird. Then he rang me, bless him, personally, off his, on my phone, saying, it's a Friday, I'll never forget this, I don't trust the Royal Mail, so I'm going to deliver it to your doctors in Radford myself. So I was like, wow, that's kind. A few days later, I then was booked in for Telford for an MRI, went there, and they, obviously, it's all separate, isn't it? They don't know why you're there. Couldn't have it because I had metal in my face from when I was a stupid teenager, about 16. Luckily, I told them. So I know, can you imagine? Yeah, I know. That was later
for
on.
people that don't know, MRIs are magnetic.
Yes, yeah. I didn't actually realise how bad they were until this, so it's told me that as well.
It's a good job, yeah.
Never get an MRI if you've got anything metal in your face. So then they sent me to Stafford Hospital.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. I'm lying. Sorry. This experience has been quite a roller coaster.
Yeah, I imagine there's lots of this, that, and the other.
Yeah. So it's hard sometimes to kind of.
People can forgive you for that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine.
So then they tried doing a CT scan instead. Wasn't good enough. They said it's not clear enough. Then they tried two of ones, which in my head I was thinking this is a waste of time. But they did like an ink one.
Yeah.
I don't know. They put ink in you, and then they did another, and then I went up to Stafford with a lovely consultant. I want to call him Mr. Shaw, but I ain't got his letter on me, so I can't remember. Bless him. And he showed me the scan with my dad, and he said, "Look, it's just not clear enough. We need an MRI." So then they booked me in for an op. Then the little mini op to have metal taken out of my head. Then the day after that op, they did an MRI. And then about a week after, they called me in because they had a clearer scan. I talk about it quite flippantly, but that in between time is excruciating. Your mind, you ain't got a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went in to this meeting in Stafford still with my dad where they had the clear MRI, and that's when he said you've got a brain tumour.
That's I imagine that's after going for that, like you said, that excruciating wait for any news, and then to get that news, did the room sort of wobble a bit? I imagine.
I feel like my brain's clogged a lot out so that I say cope in inverted commas, because it's so much to take in. Makes me a bit emotional, actually.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry. Yeah.
An emotional roller coaster. I should have put some tissues out and stuff.
No, don't worry. Yeah. So
when you've I mean, because obviously they tell you these things and then they go into the context of what they can do to help you. But and I'm sorry, I don't want to linger into this moment if it's making you feel emotional. But you see those cliche things in movies where nothing exists in the room.
150%.
Yeah, it's like that, yeah.
I'll go on about it in detail, but I've had other meetings since given even more information, even more. And one of my best friends, Charlotte Nichols, hello, Charlie. She's known me, for 15 years, a long time. And she knows me better than I know myself. She said, you literally, it's like you're a zombie version of yourself. You can see that you're not taking it in. And even she said the whole few months I've been, people on the school run, I think, have said to her, is Alice okay? Like,
yeah.
It is like watching one of those films.
And this is one of the reasons why I think people need to put more effort into being nice to people.
1,000,000%.
Kinder to people. Because if someone's rude to you, if someone's a bit short with you, or even if they're just going about their business, it doesn't matter. If they're a little bit odd, a little bit different, you don't know what those people are going through.
No. And also, but then on the flip side, it's taught me, this is more towards the end, it's taught me this. If people don't get it, it doesn't mean they're a bad person. It means they're lucky enough not to have experienced it direct. So
yes.
It's quite, it's taught me not to take everything so offensively.
Yeah.
But when with my poor dad, bless him, he doesn't like me vaping. Bit of a naughty vapor. And he's got this like Porsche car that he's obsessed with. And if anyone goes near the car, even if I touch it or open the wrong way, I don't touch the car. For crying out loud. After the appointment, the first one, he said to me, he's like, do you want a vape? I never thought those words would come out of your mouth. So I sat down, puffing away. But yeah.
That's kind of a special moment though, isn't it? Because that's a moment when your dad just wants to do anything to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. So we had, me, my son and my daughter, had our first family holiday abroad booked last summer. It took me years to save. We'd taken Tristan abroad before, but never Hallie, and she's 6.
Yeah.
Quite a big deal, all paid for. We couldn't go. That was done at one point when I was dealing with all this. I was more upset about that than this. Yeah, and people like, Alice, you've got a brain tumour, but I couldn't. Yeah.
Is this is going to sound like a really dumb question probably, but is this a cancerous brain tumour or just a growth?
No, so this is where I'll get on to.
Yeah.
And it's taught me a lot about this. So I know people and I know others that have suffered greatly from cancer. So it's not cancerous, it's benign.
That is good. That's
which
good.
I'm for, thank the Lord. I feel like a really hard subject because thank God it's not, but just because things are called benign doesn't mean you're fine.
Yeah, because it can block arteries, it can
doesn't mean
brain.
It's not life threatening. Yeah,
sure.
So I should have said that at the start.
No, it's fine.
But don't worry. I'm not. Well, yeah. So it's
your brain is a very it's very fragile, isn't it?
Massively. Like, I've realised I've missed a bit of the very start story, but I don't think it matters.
You can tell it if you like.
No. When I was at Salford, they said that, but prior to that, I'd been called to my GP surgery before the MRI, and she said there was a tumour because my good friend Dion was with me, and I got really upset. But then after that, I went to Salford. But because I remember I never forget, I walked down with her and she was like, hadn't seen me in ages. She was like, God, Alice. Yeah, I just remembered that.
Yeah.
But then so when I was at Salford, bless them, they don't deal with these types of tumours very much. I don't think they know. So I got referred to, no, not Salford. I was so sorry. It's like asking a child to tell you how their days went to school.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? I think this is the beautiful part of this podcast episode is that I bet you.
Yeah.
There are a dozen people listening to this that have had similar situations. I go, foggy brain.
I can't even remember what I did last weekend. Never mind all this. So I said Stafford, Stafford. And then this is because they're 2 S's. Then they referred me to Salford Hospital, which is in Manchester. So I kept calling it Manchester Hospital. Which is basically, but it's Salford. Manchester's huge, by the way.
Yeah, it's massive. Isn't it?
The hospital, what the hell? I was like, referred me to Salford.
Yeah, you went to Salford.
Met my consultant there, Mr. Rutherford, who was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically. So I'll tell you, I had to bring this because I still don't understand the name.
Yeah. So this is the actual...
This is what the tumour is. Yeah. He said it's a 3.2 centimetres. So it's big. I've got a picture of it on my phone. It's just big. I can't even pronounce it. Jugular shawarma, vagal shawarma. I can't even pronounce it.
Shall I have a go?
Yeah, do you want to have a go?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see how much we...
Yeah,
maybe we get some doctors.
Maybe correct. Maybe we should have had one with us.
A jugular schwannoma.
Yeah.
Jugular schwannoma. Okay.
So I'll explain more if you want. So it's really rare and tricky because it's on my brain stem, the lower part of it.
So when they say jugular, they mean like till the base at the top of the neck,
I
yeah?
wonder if I can get you a picture. And then they can't see a picture, can they?
But like when they explain these medical terms to you...
Oh my God.
You're not paying attention, are you?
No one bit. Every meeting I had to have someone with me writing notes or listening. And some of my friends came, or like my partner came, and to like, I guess, to be supportive, but also I don't want to look like a liar. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to look like I'm fobbing them or saying, oh, I'm really poorly, and they're like, oh, you're not that poorly.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
You've got... Okay, so I've done... a few years ago, just before the was it during the pandemic, I think?
Yeah.
I interviewed... It was part of USUC, US-UK, the network I used to run. And we interviewed a lady called Christy Whitman. I want to say Christy Whitman. I need to let you know that it's not Christy Whitman. Christy's ace, but I'm actually talking about Joanna Dodd Massey, PhD. That interview doesn't exist anymore. It's not Googleable, but Joanna is amazing. She has amazing books on becoming your own health advocate. She was incredible when I interviewed her, and she's definitely worth a Google. Joanna Dodd Massey. She was a medical expert, and she was saying like, she was saying there's a large percentage of people that aren't advocates of their own health, that go missing diagnosis, go missing treatment, and actually don't recognise when doctors get things wrong. So I think what she's trying to say is that we need to read the files, we need to know what's going on, and we need to acknowledge when there are things wrong.
Because some of my symptoms, well, all of them now, they're hidden. So if you know me really well, you know I'm not myself, but other people are like, fine. I can't remember what I was saying now. But so they said because the tumour had got so big, it was pressing on vital nerves in my brain, and giving me the symptoms. The consultant's biggest worry was after the operation, I wouldn't be able to eat or talk, which shocked me because my swallow wasn't that bad at all before. So when you said about that lady, I really sympathise with her because that was one of their biggest concerns.
So Lauren Stokes came on the podcast recently, and she had a trachea.
They said I might need that.
She did lots of awareness raising, charity raising. She was an absolute warrior. Unfortunately, she's passed away recently. She was an absolute legend, and I was very lucky enough to speak to her. And I kept in touch with her after the podcast too. So
and help her spread her story as well.
She did an awful lot. She came on the Biscuit. She did a lot with BBC Radio Shropshire. She did loads. Loads and loads. Her. But she and you know what? She didn't let that stop her.
No, good. Which takes a lot. So they were worried about that. They booked me in for this op. They said it might be November, but it ended up being the 6th of October. God, it's
that must feel like a lifetime though to wait. I mean,
it was vile.
Even a couple of days would feel like you just want to get it out of me.
Yeah, it was horrendous. And also, at that point, they weren't sure if it was benign. Like they weren't sure.
It wasn't cancer.
Yeah, they need to do biopsy and things and check. I mean, they know what they're talking about, but then I don't know.
I'm going to take photos while we're chatting, by the way.
Oh God, yeah, I look awful.
You don't look awful at all.
Okay.
Look at me. I look terrible.
I've got no extensions in my hair.
Me neither.
I was blonde.
I showed him my bald head. By the way.
I always say to Sati we should do men's hair replacement. We'd make a killing in Shropshire.
I grew my hair once for a year, just for a joke, really. And it looked awful.
Did it really?
Because I don't have any front bits, so it
Right,
just looked
yes.
terrible. I look like some medieval monk. It was so funny. But I've sat here, and most people that know me. Well, no, I don't really care about my image, really. Do you know what I mean? But so they weren't sure about whether it was cancerous or not. So did you have to do tests before?
No, they didn't do any tests. They said they were going to do a biopsy, which they've done, which has come back as fine. Well, I say it's fine, but yeah, it's not. But my nurse, the schoolboy, I can feel you taking pictures. So
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Do I look natural or do I look as well?
This is the worst thing. I mentioned this yesterday to Marin, who
I think you should do it sneakily.
I think what I should do is sneak cameras, hide
Just
cameras in
film
the
the
walls.
thing.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to get some cameras in. But you need some money for that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sorry about that. We'll take some staged ones later. So they were just like, right, we're going to get it out.
Yes, so my skull base nurse, Andrea, at Salford, she is amazing, but I basically got her on speed dial now, the poor woman. She really went into detail how I'd feel after the operation and the possible side. Like, brilliant detail, but quite scary. She said when you wake up from your op, you are not going to have a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
She said you're going to have wires everywhere. She said it's going to be incredibly scary. She said you'll have a drip feeding tube, so don't be alarmed. She said you'll have like a bloodline, you'll have like cannulas, things, a catheter, like all sorts of things in the recovery when you wake up from feed. Yeah. And then she said you'll be taken to intensive care or ITU, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, one of the...
Somewhere to recover.
Yeah. And then after that, moved up onto the ward at Salford. I want to call it H7. God, I should know more. This happened to me.
It's fine. Do you know what? I forget my kids' names sometimes on this podcast.
I do all the time. I've got a girl and a boy, and I called the girl... I referred to her as a boy the other day. I was like, what?
On the podcast, it's worse. Honestly, the most obvious information just gone.
Yeah, it doesn't help as well, because my memory, I feel like, has been quite a bit affected.
Has it?
Well, I don't know if it's my memory, but I lose track of what I'm doing way more than I ever used to.
Yeah?
I don't know if it's the stress or my brain recovering and feeling not great. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and then I woke up on this ward. No, I didn't. I woke up on the recovery, then they moved me to the ward eventually.
Did that preemptive sort of help you prepare yourself mentally? Or was it still a bit of a shock when you were...
No, it was horrific. Actually, to think that's probably what this whole experience has been the worst time of my life. But yeah, that was not fun. Then I went to this room, and I never forget lying in this room. And my mum and dad came to see me, and Aidan and Dion came to see me. And my dad and Aidan never used to see eye to eye. Mm-hmm. The fact they were in the same room together, and I was completely off my head on every single pain relief known to man. And I will never forget laying there, had my dad there on the right side of me, and Aidan on the left, like looking down at me. And I never forget looking at my dad and then looking at Aidan and went, wedding next there. So I still had a bit of humour. But yeah, I couldn't eat, wasn't allowed to eat. So they gave me this like sponge, like a dip in water. They said I'm not allowed to drink it, but I used to kind of like rub it.
Yeah.
That was horrific.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife's had surgery before, and seeing her do it, yeah, it's not good.
No, like, it's like if you don't let people sleep, it's like a form of torture, I feel like.
When it comes to like the symptoms that the tumour was causing, and it being gone, did the
they
sensations...
haven't removed it all.
They haven't?
No,
Okay.
so this is the other part. So because of... Sorry.
No, you're okay.
It's been so... for me, it's hard to tell. Because of where it was, if they removed the bit that's linked to my brainstem, the chances of me not being able to walk or be paralysed...
Be brain damage, yeah.
Not brain damage. Brain damage, I guess. Because it was... Your brainstem affects your walking and your posture.
Yeah.
So they said... It's way too risky. They don't want to risk it. So I was a bit like, I just want it all gone, but okay, I'll listen to you. So they've removed... Doesn't say. It says a subtotal excision. I don't know what that means. anyway, they've removed a lot of it. So enough for some of the symptoms seem to have gone, but then some haven't. And now I've got long-term symptoms now, long-term disabilities. I can't hear out my right ear. It's completely dead. Struggle to swallow. I'm on like a pureed diet, meant to be. I now eat like a really elderly. I eat,
Softer foods.
Yeah. And my voice, I never used to sound like this. People say I now sound like a bit Welsh.
Do you know what I was thinking when I said to you, I nearly said to you, where is that beautiful accent from?
Beautiful, you're joking.
Yeah.
So the Salt, I've been referred to Salt. I'm jumping the gun again here. But I've been referred to Salt, and she literally said to me the other day, "You're quite a good singer. If you did used to be a singer," I literally howled. I was like, "You're joking me." Yeah, so don't know. Yeah, hopefully. Well, maybe I don't want it to go if it's a nice voice.
I feel like. So my wife is Colombian. She's from South America, and she's got a beautiful South American accent. She's very self-conscious of it.
Oh. And
I always say to her, "But that is you.
Yeah, it's her.
That is you, right? That's amazing. This is you.
This is the new me.
This is not just you, but this is the warrior that survived."
Yes, you're right. Wow.
So that voice of yours is a voice of a survivor.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me a bit emotional as well. Yeah, so I had this up. I was in hospital for just over a week, which also, by the way, being a mum and then being stuck in a hospital that far away, that's torture. Yeah, it's not fun. Didn't leave the kids by themselves, by the way, obviously, in case anyone...
Obviously, you got a family behind you that helped out, it sounds like, anyway.
Yeah.
Friends and family.
Yeah, it's hard, because when you're the one in the hospital bed, you forget the world's going on, life's going on. So I did get... probably a bit demanding, actually, wanting people to be at mealtime, visit mealtime.
Yeah.
Why, when really you need to remember, actually, it's hard, it's really far away.
Yeah, but at the same time, you need to cling on to what's familiar, don't you?
True, yeah. It's so hard. So I was there for a long time. They stitched, I had stitches. I wish I could show the podcast people pictures. Maybe I'll send them to you. And you can...
Send them to me, and what we'll do is I'll put them, with your permission, we can put them on my Instagram.
Just so they can see, because it helps when you talk.
This is going out in 2 weeks, and what we'll do is a few days before this goes out, we will have put them on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just to show that what your recovery looked like.
Yeah.
Because I've had I saw on Facebook you posted them.
Oh yeah, of course. Well,
we're friends on Facebook, and I saw them, and I was like, "Oh, boy, they look so sore." Because it was they were like staples, were they stitches?
Stitches. I had stitches inside. Again, not a doctor, but I had stitches inside my head or inside my brain. I don't know. And then on the outside, they'd booked me in for like the local district nurses to take them out when I was back at home, which they did, which by a massive wimp also does not help. So, like, I was hysterically crying in the fetal position when she was, bless her heart, trying to remove these stitches. Like, it was... But then she removed them, and then this is what makes it worse, the whole situation. I then, later that evening, could feel this water fluid leaking down my neck. And I was like, what the hell is that? Went to A&E in Shrewsbury. They then said, we can't deal with you. I've been about 3 times, so I do get it muddled. The first time was with my mum, bless her, who wouldn't be able to drive at night time to Manchester. So then my good friend Charlie came and met me in A&E, middle of the night. She's also got kids, bless her. Was working the next Saturday. We were there till really late, midnight probably. Then she had to drive me up to Salford in the middle of the night to their A&E. They saw me. She had to watch me being stitched back up on my neck, awake. They gave me a bit of, I don't know if it was gas and air or what.
They didn't use local anaesthetics?
No, didn't rub anything on it. They gave me this poofer thing. So she, bless her, I didn't know this till after, but she mouthed to the doctor, would she notice if I don't watch? And he was like, yeah. So she was holding my hand. They stitched me back up. She then, bless her, had to leave. It was like 2. I felt so sorry for her. She says, the one that's... Then they put me onto another ward because it wasn't a booked surgical thing. I had to go to like a different ward at Salford. Yeah. Which was lovely, but not as high-tech and new.
Yeah.
Went there. was there for the whole weekend, and they said, right, we don't think there's going to be a leak. No. Basically, the leak was I'm really bad at pronouncing something, CFSS. Could you want to say?
CFS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, how I got the name on here, am I going to have to... No, why don't they...
Don't have to Google it?
Yeah, because I'm worried the people won't have a clue, because I didn't until all this.
CFS.
It's like a fluid around your brain. And I think it goes from your brain all through your body.
So it refers to the significant cognitive and neurological issues with myalgic. Oh my God, there's lots of big words.
Yeah, I know. It's a nightmare. I think it keeps producing. I think your body keeps producing, and it just kind of goes around your brain. And I want to say it goes down. It must go down into your spine as well.
Okay.
And it just keeps doing that. But if you have a hole anywhere, teeny tiny.
Okay, so it's the cerebrospinal fluid leak.
Yeah.
That's what CFS is, and it occurs when there's a tear in the dura mater.
Yeah.
The membrane surrounding the brain and spinal cord.
Yes, so those words sound really familiar as well. That joke, because they said this is because basically when they took the stitches out, there must have been a very tiny gap somewhere in my brain or in the membrane, and this like water, like it could find the smallest
it's like cartilage for the brain almost. Yeah.
So that was what was leaking. So, and it's really hard for the doctor, and I get this because my job's not the same, obviously, as brain surgery, bloody hell, but like...
I know sometimes in a salon it can be.
Everything's different. You don't know. They could stitch me up and I could have problem. Like, it's hard to predict. So they did. They sent me on my way after the weekend, went home. I can't remember if I went back to Manchester to have those stitches taken out or what. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
But I did have them out, and then I had another leak, which was just bad luck, to be honest. But because it happened again, they put me back to I had to go back to surgery at Salford, which was really f***ed up because I didn't think you walked yourself to surgery. Obviously, someone came with me, but it was so surreal. They walked me, and I just lay down on the bed like a piece of meat. I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's a bit...
It felt weird.
In America, they make a big deal out of the wheelchairs.
I think they should do that. I think you should have a bell. I think you should have a parade.
A parade. Here she comes.
Yeah, here's your clapper. Well done, you. Because for a wimp, so I went for well, if you don't count the MRI surgery to have the MRI, this was my second surgery. But if you count the surgery to get the MRI, it's my third surgery within a month. So... went there, then they had to insert a lumbar drain, which I'd never heard of before, into the back of my spine.
I've had that before.
What the isn't it vile?
Yeah.
Have you poor thing?
A lumbar puncture test. I had, because I've got problems with my blood pressure.
Right.
I had a flashbang headache. I had to go to A&E. It was like a lightning flash, and then the room wobbled like that, and I was like, oh, okay, that's very. So I rang 101 and they were like, yeah, you need to go A&E. Basically, it was my blood pressure spiked to like 200. It was crazy bad. And then they were like, we need to make sure you haven't stroked out. So we need to do lumbar puncture.
Wow.
And so they did it, and they missed the first time, which was awful. So they had to take it out and then try again, because if they get it wrong, they can give you damage, can't they?
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Did you have to have a drain then attached to you?
No, I had to bend over into like the fetal position, and then they had to put this like tiny little tube thing in the base of my back.
Right.
Almost
but
like.
When you had the drain, was it linked to like a?
No,
medical?
Yours must have been more complex because mine was just a test. Yours is
right.
Probably,
I'm with you.
Yeah, because it's all linked in it. That fluid is linked to your brain.
Which I didn't. Yeah. So everyone, here you go, new information. I didn't know that.
No. That's what the only reason I know that is because I went for that thing.
Yes,
That's how we can tell if you've had a stroke. Is it? We check the fluid; it's all linked, and if there's any sort of grey matter or something in there, then we know.
So scary.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me feel funny.
Yeah.
So then, because of that, when you have a lumbar drain like that, they switch. I can't remember what the word was, but they basically switch it on or off. So they make it so the fluid can go into your. it's like having a catheter.
Yeah, but for you.
Yeah. And if your fluid's moving into there, you can't move. So you were bed. I basically had a week in bed, and the only time I could switch it off or on, I get confused, so I could go for a wee, was by doing that. I couldn't leave the ward. So by the end of that week, I felt like I was having like mental torture. This sounds awful. I've worked in care homes. I've worked, feel sorry for people that can't go to bed and don't understand. It's horrific. But it's different. If you work in a hospital, it's different than being a patient. 100% different. So I was lay there towards the end of the week. I thought I couldn't even see a window. Bless them, on my ward, they're all people that are bedridden, and they maybe are suffering with dementia or it's brain like it's. Yeah. But I luckily was with it in my head, but then I feel like that didn't help my mental health.
No, because you're with people that I don't want to sound like I'm incompassionate, but maybe not be able to understand you.
Yeah, it was awful. I remember this one lady, bless her, tried having a conversation with me. And usually I'd be really good and I'd just talk and I'd understand, But I literally was thinking in my head, you're making me feel like I'm losing the plot more. Like, it really upset me, actually. So then I which I'm not like this, Sati will vouch, towards the end of the week, was it the first time? Because I've been back again since then. I should have realised that. I said to them, I can't stay on this ward anymore. Like, I can't stay on this bay. Like, I know if the NHS is struggling and you need beds, but I feel like I'm going to have a breakdown if I'm on.
Yeah.
It's just, if you feel, anyone that's been to war, seen horrific things, I ain't got a clue what that feels like, but I feel like I've had a snippet.
Do you know what? I think hospitals are clinical alien places, right? And when you like you said, you've been mentally drained by being left in this room where there's no sort of comfort anywhere.
Smells as well.
Yeah.
And also some empathy was absolutely amazing. There's some staff there that I'll never forget in my life, but then other people, just different people, and some of the lack of empathy, I thought, nah. I didn't say anything illegal or anything, but anyway, so I did say to them, I need to please move wards, bays. So they moved me bays, thank God, because I couldn't cope. And it was a bit better on this bay because I was by a window. The people, yeah.
Do they still charge for TV in the hospitals?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do.
It's mad, isn't it, how they do that? Because Timmy, our boy, New Year's Day baby. So he was meant to be before Christmas, and I worked at Asda at the time. I was a guard there in Telford, and I was bragging to my mates, "I'm going to be off over Christmas." And he was 2 weeks late, and he came. Kaz went into labour. She got induced on New Year's Eve. And he came New Year's Day. He was in the paper. It was great. But watching the fireworks on that little tiny TV was
not the same.
Not the same at all. But that's all they have. I mean, it's great that they have those TVs and stuff. And it's great now you can use Wi-Fi on wards and some places around the hospital. But I feel like I don't know. It's hard because the NHS is kind of on bare bones at the moment, isn't it? But I feel like some more comfort and some more understanding.
And also when it's midnight and they've still got the lights on in the bay and there's somebody that's not as with it still got their TV going, you're like, hello. I feel like I'm shunting the NHS. I'm not used to work for them. I think they're amazing, but it's just hard.
Understanding that the warriors that work there are doing what they can with what they can.
With limited,
Yeah, sure. We all understand that.
But, because I remember this, so this was my second CFS leak. Yeah. So it was my third time at Salford Hospital. So this time, I remember that time getting there wasn't great. But then, no, sorry, I should have written all this down. The first CFS leak I had, my friend Charlie took me.
Yes.
Yes. The second CFS leak that I had, which was this week that I'm talking about, I was there.
Yeah.
I had to go to A&E again in Shrewsbury. Also, no Shrewsbury doctors seem to understand neurological issues, which NHS, Mr. Government, can you sort it out? Because I think it's bad. Anyway,
I was in A&E
Yeah.
when I was with the rough sleeper team. I can't mention names, obviously, but I was in A&E during the time that they were filming that Panorama episode.
Shit.
Because I remember I met the guy that was undercover. I met him.
Wow.
Because I remember seeing him, and this is like. So when it comes to like they and them and recognizing different people's genders and things, I respect it. I am an ally to all, but I always worry I'm going to get it wrong. And he looked quite effeminate, and I was thinking, am I going to get this wrong? And I remember seeing his face, and I was like, oh my god, that's the guy.
I know. Yeah.
So I know there's issues in Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
You know,
like
undeniably.
So then I was in A&E. Bless you. He was so busy. I was so sorry for that. I was in there for a while. So much.
So you went back to Shrewsbury.
Yeah, sorry.
For your third time. You went to A&E.
Yeah, maybe I've been 4. Anyway, I remember one time I was in Shrewsbury and I had to get an ambulance from Shrewsbury to Salford because no one could drive me to Manchester. So that was incredibly scary and lonely.
Yeah.
And I was in A&E at Salford for ages waiting to be seen.
Imagine big city.
So fucking scary. You don't know what's going on. Also, like, thank God I'm like understand what's going on. But I can imagine if I was like felt more. I mean, I was vulnerable, but if I was elderly and didn't have a clue and was scared, what the like how?
Yeah.
I can't for the love of me remember if that was the second time or the third time. But anyway, here we are. And then I had another leak since then, another CFS leak in the middle of the night at home. And had to go back to Salford. My sister, bless her, I remember waking up in the morning and saying to my partner, like, you're f***ing joking me. He's like, what do you mean? My pillow was sodden wet with this weird fluid.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it just kept leaking and leaking.
It felt like I was in a nightmare.
And how long did it take for the leak to stop? Or does it...
I had to have my second lumbar drain operation and my second lumbar drain week there. It was getting to the point. I mean, bless the consultants, they'd come around and be like, God, like, you're back. I was like, yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
yeah.
Back again.
Is there something that you know now about those kind of days when you've been for your lumbar drains and stuff that you wish you'd known back then? Is there something that you would have done differently while you were lying in the ward? Something you'd have taken with you? Something that you could, if someone's listening to this and thinking, "Oh my God, I'm going for one of those things," what can make it
so sorry, I didn't even think of that. People, this might not happen.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like maybe there are things that you found out later on while you're in the wards that are like, you know, like where people find, oh, you need to do it like this way, you need to do it this way because then that'd be easier for you. Is there anything that you wish you'd done from the beginning?
God, well, that's question. It's really hard. I think when I'm there, I wish I'd maybe slept more and kind of literally used the chance to rest without, bless the children, not being around.
Yeah.
And I wish, actually, no, you know what I wish I'd done? I've got a big file at home of all my appointment letters, all my notes. I wish I'd written a diary throughout this whole thing.
Right. No, see, that's a very, very good
Massively
point.
wish I'd written a diary. Not just for things like this, but like for your own sanity, for your own, oh yeah, that happened. That. Just, yeah, I wish I'd done that.
Because you imagine some consultant comes up to you and says, well, we're going to do this treatment. And you go, no, we did that 2 weeks ago. And then you could look at your diary and then
I
go...
I'll never forget one of the healthcares at night in Salford when I was there the second time. Went to give me a Tinsparen injection. Now, I've had that in the past. But this time round, they didn't prescribe me that. And I said to her, whoa, is that mine? She went off, came back, she was like, no, I'm sorry, it's not. I was like, oh.
Yeah, so if you hadn't have said that, then...
Yeah, not this, it's not like really dangerous, but you know, and you're like...
And this is the thing, isn't it? You know, there's all those cliche moments in movies and TV where people pick up the file at the end of the bed and have a good read and stuff like that. But
You need to.
this is where I go back to Christy. Oh, was it Christy Whitman? It was an episode where I was kind of like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because like it was somebody that was saying that sometimes you do have to say to a doctor, no.
Oh yeah, you have to stick up for yourself. You have to. I think having close, not loads of people, but I think having close people around you, coming with you to appointments, them making their own notes if they want to, them hearing it from them because they hear things you don't hear. The diary, and me, I might even start that now. Actually,
you can write a book. Genuinely, I feel like you should. Actually, I feel like
I'd love to like. Yeah, I could actually write a book because even talking to you, there's so much more that I could put in. Like, still, there's more still to say, but there's so much more that's, yeah.
Where are we now with you and your health?
So they said to me, the original op, they said, so for 6 weeks after my op, they said to me, you can't bend, you can't lift anything heavier than like a mug. You can't drive for that time. You can't dye your hair. So I love getting my hair done, love getting my lashes done. I haven't got any of them in right now. But they were like, I remember poor Nina, my stylist, I was like, I'm going to have to cancel another hair refit. I'm so she understood, bless her, she got it. She's one of my good friends.
Sure.
But because I couldn't do that. You should have seen, I'm going to have to show you. I'll send you a picture. This is another picture I'll send you. Before I dyed my hair yesterday, because my natural hair is so grey. That feels demeaning.
Having grey hair?
Yeah, but
not being able to. Not
no, that sounds bad. For me, like, not, and I was blonde at the end, so like it just felt not me.
Yeah,
it's like stripping you of your personality.
We like to take pride in our personal appearance and stuff, yes.
Yeah, and I get why, say, poorly people at hospital will have a shower, do their hair, if they can, even if they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, couldn't do any of that for 6 weeks. For the first week, needed somebody with me. Couldn't be around the dog at one point because they were scared of infection.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
An awful lot.
Yeah, bless him. Now I could probably walk him, get a bit scared of him pulling me over. He's not a big dog, isn't he, little? But like, God, the rules were just, I was on really pureed food for ages. Really.
That must take a knock.
That was vile. And thickened fluids I was on. I had this liquid thickener, which was disgusting, by the way. So I'm so sorry if any of this.
What are those drinks that they make?
Ensures, I had them.
Ensures, yeah.
Yeah, to help with my...
I heard they do wonders for people, especially people that don't eat, and that's good.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I was a bit bad. I did have to be told. But, so that was meant to be for 6 weeks. But because of my numerous surgeries since, it got extended. But now it has been 6 weeks. It was the 6 weeks, I think, on the 27th of December. So I've just come out that 6 weeks, which is amazing. I remember at one point I was so paranoid. I was like, I don't even want to say how long I've been home for, because at one point I hadn't been home for longer than a week because I kept having to go back.
So this is all very, very recent.
So recent, October.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So those are when my operation started in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling in yourself now? Like has your tongue come back to normal?
So my tongue has come back to normal.
Yay.
Yeah, but my swallow, which is driving me insane, isn't.
Is that a muscle that needs to be reworked?
I'm working with the SOLT team in Shrewsbury now, speech and language therapy.
Okay.
There's exercises that they're going to help me do, and I should have brought that letter. They're sending me for another. Before the op, I had like this video. Doctors are going to hate this podcast because they're going to be like, oh, it's weird.
No, because I'm friends with a few doctors. Yeah. I mean, they know there's the pleasant side of things and the ugly side of things. They know that. Yeah,
because I'm pronouncing everything. They did like a video swallow test thing before my op. So they've booked me in for another one of them. They've booked me in for like therapy. Like there's things and exercises I can start to do. But I don't think there's an operation they can do that just fixes it like that.
No, sure. Yeah. Takes time.
So they're hoping it will come back, but they can't tell me they will. In regards to my voice, it's definitely got stronger. If you'd have heard me after the op, God, I could barely speak at one point. So
people from Bridgnorth tend to have like a Wolverhampton sort of.
I said, but people used to think I was from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can hear that in your voice.
Can you?
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that comes back. The headaches are a nightmare.
Still get them.
They kind of come in between my nose, just above my nose. Really intense. They almost, I kind of have to stop and focus on them. Then they do go. But usually I can ride out things. But I was talking to this lady a few days ago at school pickup. Say talking, I sold her my kids' coat. And
Vintage great.
yeah, but yeah, so go to the school playground and just sell her from the and she
I love your sense of humour.
And she said, she stopped me in my tracks and she was like, "Are you all right?" I said, and usually I say fine, but I just was like, it was there. I said, "No, so I got a really bad headache, like I'm struggling. It makes me struggle to talk." And she went, "Yeah, I'm a nurse, I could tell." I was like, "Oh, God, you're a fucking nurse." So, yeah, the headaches aren't great. I also, this sounds really weird. It's like a strain to talk. So, it hurts. If I wanted to shout, and someone else shouts, someone would say, "Your dinner's ready, can you hurry up and go?" I would try and shout now, but
No, it's fine.
It hurts. It's like a strain.
You have to really focus.
Well, I can't really shout, to be honest. I almost ordered a microphone.
Your megaphone.
A megaphone, that's it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Because
I actually want to buy one of them for the podcast.
Yes, well, because so I can't do that. And I'm booked in for an MRI on the 24th of Jan at Salford to look at the tumour, because they now don't know if they're going to watch and wait it, because they said to me this tumour could have been growing for 10 years. They don't know.
Or it could have sprouted up in 6 months.
Yeah. So they said we're going to watch and wait. They could either watch and wait it, as basically you have, which I didn't realise. Now I'm not being treated. I'm on follow up. They said.
So just keep an eye on you, make sure.
So they either watch and wait it, or they give me radiotherapy to zap.
But where it is, I guess it's sensitive, right? Radiotherapy can be dangerous.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're going to do. That's another whole nother kettle of fish. I'm hoping it's not radiotherapy and it's a watch and... Well, to be honest, I would like it all to be gone, because you could worry that you get hit by a bus tomorrow, couldn't you?
Do you... yeah, and that's correct. And I feel like, because I've spoken to cancer survivors and spoken to people that have been through treatment and say, when people talk about... cancer survivors as warriors and these people that have fought these battles and things like that, they don't feel like that at the time, because they've been poked and prodded.
Yes,
their dignity's been taken away. They've been sat in wards for weeks on end, so they don't feel like they're fighting a battle. They feel lousy during that time. But when you look back at it, look at everything that you've been through, and the fact that you're still here, you're still looking out for your kids, you're still coming to do podcasts.
Yeah, it's
and
immense.
You've done an amazing thing to get over this, and
I remember when I was laying in hospital, this sounds really morbid, this was the last CFS leak I had, so the last time, and I will never forget. I think it will haunt me for the rest of my life. There was night time and there was curtains. I used to keep my curtains closed quite a lot towards the end, and I could hear this poor woman, screaming, almost saying, "No, it hurts, it hurts." And I remember thinking, which is so this is how much I'd been through. Instead of thinking, "Oh my God, the poor woman," I remember thinking, "Thank it's not me this time."
Yeah.
Which is awful. But you literally, I had bruises all in my arm, everywhere. I'll send you these pictures. I haven't got loads. But I had cannulas in my, I'm bony. Some people don't mind them, but I feel like if I was chubbier, maybe I wouldn't mind. I don't know. No, because I don't know, I feel, especially towards the end, it felt so invasive and sensitive. And I had cannulas everywhere. When they took the lumbar drain out, both times I was awake. Yeah. And I was, this amazing nurse and her trainee, bless her, was hugging me while I was crying into their arms. Some people might not faze them, but and the last time I went there, my sister came with me when I got sent in. I was hysterically emotional walking onto the ward. Like, this isn't after surgery, this is just when they were checking there was a leak. And the receptionist lady said, "Are you okay?" And I just couldn't even speak because I was crying so much. And that's when they said, so the next day she came to see me and she was like, "We think you've got PTSD from this experience."
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Because it's...
Are you going to follow up with some therapy for that?
Yeah, I've booked in to speak to somebody about 2 different things going on, really. CBT therapy. I've already had therapy in the past.
So I got PTSD.
Really?
Yeah, I do have a diagnosed PTSD. And
Right.
I did EMDR.
Okay.
Which is a type of CBT, but they use like lights and you watch them.
Right.
And then you kind of face on your fears head on.
Yeah.
And then you rename it something different, which is peaceful.
Right.
So then when you associate that thing, you think of the peaceful thing and you can take yourself away to a peaceful place.
God, that sounds amazing. Yeah.
It was
I might write that down before I go, actually. Yeah. This is a good thing for people as well. This is another tip. Definitely the diet, but definitely you might not, hopefully your experience is as easy as possible, but even if it is easy, say easy in inverted commas, try and get something pre-planned, pre-booked, all information, digest, this is another thing I wish I had. This sounds really, in other words, a support group. Like people, the brain tumour charity I've worked with quite a bit. No, I say worked with, that's a lie, I haven't worked with them, but like...
You're aware of, yeah.
I'm aware of them. I raised some money for them. I say I did. I put a thing on my Facebook and people donated.
Oh, that's good though. That's good though.
They've got loads of good advice. I didn't know they existed. Like, there's so much out there. It's really, I just feel like people listening to this.
Me and you should create a PTSD podcast.
Yes, we should.
Just talking about that.
We should maybe create a group, actually, if anyone wants to come and sit and talk.
Yeah.
Like an AA, but for
and if
for
you want
life.
to be anonymous, we can change your voice to something.
We could. Yeah. You can sound like me for the day.
You like the old interviews from back in the 90s where they had like people blacked out and they sound like that when they talk.
You know, on the police programs on TV when they block out the
face,
the dangerous people or whatever, and they're talking about what they did and they got a funny voice.
Yeah, that's what we should do. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Like, you could talk to anybody about anything, couldn't you?
Yeah, it would be good.
So when it comes to your journey and the I say the adventure, that sounds really like the adventure, let's go. What advice would you give to someone when they're going through the very early stages of what you were going through when you very first went to the doctors and they sort of dismissed it as something minor? What would you say?
Wow, yeah. Be more assertive, put your foot down, be a bit of a dick, actually. Not to the doctor, be nice to them, but be more demanding for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's made me really paranoid, actually. I try not to go down that rabbit hole, but I wish that everyone I love and care for could have a full body MRI.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that chiropractor, I still wouldn't. Well, maybe I would. Maybe the symptoms would be too bad now. I don't know. But he basically saved my life. And he went above and beyond because he rang me a few times before the surgery to check how I was and sent me, not like it sounds, it's not like he's happily married, like he's doing his job. It's just for a healthcare I think that's the kind of person you need to be.
I think when you're a chiropractor, when you're a dentist, when you're a doctor, there is a part of you where there might have been doing it for 40 years. Yeah. There's a part of you that do that because you care.
Yeah. And he sent me a Christmas card this year and it said, "Hope 2026 is better for you." Like, I did send him a thank you card. Not that how do you thank someone for that? Like, what do you do? But
he saved your life.
He literally did. It's like they said to me, if this had been left 12 to 18, did I tell you that?
No.
If this had been, so this tumour, my nurse said to me, if this was left, so when was this meeting with her? Just before October, in the summer. She said, if this tumour was left 12 to 18 months, you'd deteriorate massively. Like,
Yeah. Because on your brainstem, it's right where
yeah,
all the information's flowing.
scary.
Yeah.
So I remember my friend Emma was with me then, and that took I don't think I even digest that properly now, but that was, especially with kids, like it's just not, it's been a lot.
Is this something that, obviously we just had this light-hearted conversation about trying to help people with sort of focus groups or anything. Do you just want to go and relax, recuperate, be with your family now? Or is there part of you now that wants to do something to help other people?
I'd love to help other people. Yeah, I would. I don't really know well, this is huge.
This is great.
This is massive.
This is great. And I can recommend you to other podcasters and people doing content.
Yeah.
Jim Hawkins would be a great big shout out to Jim.
Okay. Okay.
He does Hello Shrewsbury, Hello Shropshire.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jim. Forgot the name of your podcast. But there are people out there that will definitely get you information out there.
I think it's really important. Like, I also forgot to say as well, God, I get immense fatigue now. And I say fatigue because I used to brush that off before and think, whatever.
Fatigue's real.
Fatigue is crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, when I was pregnant, I used to get tired, like pregnancy fatigue. But this, I don't know if people, can't speak for everyone, but I literally, sounds bad, the kids are asleep, but I KO. Like, I get really out of breath as well. My friend said to me the other day, "You all right?" I was just doing the laundry, but I'm like, yeah.
I got out of breath doing the laundry yesterday.
Yeah.
Look, I feel like you've been through. I didn't realise it was so recent. So when we were meant to do this before Christmas,
I know, and I cancelled on you because I thought
no. Now it makes so much sense. Yeah, like this mad woman's just come out of surgery, wants to go on a podcast.
I don't really know. Thing is, though, when I'm laid down and I'm not feeling shit, or I can write on Facebook, I can take a picture, I can have these amazing ideas, but then when it comes to doing them, it's like. But I'm
so glad that we waited though, because I feel like your speech has definitely come better because we were sending voice notes.
I did voice notes because I was scared to tell you too much because I said
to Alice, I was like, don't tell me anything.
Yeah, I know.
And this was the same with Luke Allen yesterday. He came on the podcast, director friend of mine, had been on the podcast a few times and brought his friend with him. I was like, I don't want to know anything about it because that's how the listeners find out.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you're okay.
People need help as well, I think, after hospital. This is another thing I feel like, even if there's a charity I don't know, or if there is, they can reach out to you and I don't know. But they advised me that obviously, they said even cooking a meal for your children is going to exhaust you. You can't lift, bend, getting simple things, food shop. How are you meant to do food shop if you can't lift and bend? Even if you get delivered,
you still got to put it in the fridge. And
you have to hope the driver's a nice person and brings it into your kitchen, then get someone to help you do it. So doing the laundry, my washing machine's below me. How are you meant to bend?
Yeah.
It's things you don't think. I wasn't allowed to change a bed sheet. Luckily, I had someone around, or I could message a friend. But even for me, it's incredibly hard, and I feel like there should be more help out there. You can pay for a cleaner for an hour. You can pay for someone to help, but there's not much.
I tell you what I want to do.
Yeah.
What are we on now? January, February, March. I reckon March. I'm going to try and reach out to a health expert, someone that can help us talk to us about brain tumours. I'm going to go and research.
And benign ones too.
Yeah, I think in general, I feel like I want to find if there's anybody listening to this that is, a doctor that works specifically with brain tumours or brain surgery. I feel like we should bring someone on the biscuit and we should talk about these things that, maybe there are new things that they're putting in place. Maybe I'd love to do that with you actually.
Yeah, I'd do that with you. Yeah, I find that really useful and informative. Somebody, Charlie as well, she's very knowledgeable. She explained it to me like this when she was like, which I don't think, unless you're used to working in the hospital or used to, I'm lucky enough to not have much involvement in the hospital up to this. But people have different roles, which is understandable. So my consultant, amazing man, very clever, wow. But it's almost a bit like if you're fixing a car you fix the car, send it on its way, but then like the nurses or the healthcares will understand how to keep or maintain it or do something. They've all got different roles. So my consultants used to talk to me, like when you were trying to read what this was called and the CFS League, they talk like that, almost like you're not a person. So my consultant was amazing and very empathetic.
So it broke it down for you.
Yeah, and then but I can't remember why I started telling you that actually.
No, because I think it's important. Talking about being advocates of our own health.
Yeah,
it's good if we understand what we're talking about. The lingo is like they use so many acronyms in medical care, like the CFS and the this, that, and the other.
I had no idea. My dad only told me recently. He's a researcher, but he'll hate me saying this. He's a warrior, rightly so. At times with some. Oh, I'm his daughter, so he's going to. When they sewed me up again. Only sewed up 3 times I think now for the CFS leak in my. So the last time they fixed it and they operated, they had to go. It's like having a tattoo on a tattoo, a little bit. Yeah. They had to go back in, restitch the underneath by the brain. So they had to stitch on the membrane. If you YouTube that, it's basically like trying to stitch cling film. Yeah. So they apparently, I didn't know, they like use microscopes in your. So technical.
Wow.
But yeah.
You understand why brain surgeons are up there.
Why they're minted. Yeah, get with a brain surgeon. If you want someone for money, go sit in a hospital. I'm joking, obviously.
That's a good tactic for picking up a rich man.
Yeah.
Hang around in hospitals.
Go sit in a cafe in a hospital.
Well, listen, you've been incredible to speak to you today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I was a bit worried about today because I was kind of like, what if I say something wrong?
I was worried that it'd be shit as you think I'm not using that.
No, because I feel like there are people that will listen to this and be like, oh my God, I knew someone that's been
I hope I have. You know, they definitely need to research the brain tumour charity. I feel like that's a big help.
Big shout out to the brain tumour charity.
I've left like a leaflet for you. I don't know if you want to keep these or whether you end up bidding them and not get in the way.
I will read it out. Absolutely. So,
or if you want to take just one of those.
Yeah.
If you want, because they might have. There's a QR code on there. But obviously, we're on the TV.
Okay, so the brain tumour charity, they've got so much information.
Yeah. There are others, by the way.
I'm sure there are. Yeah. I'm sure. It says to check your symptoms and find out more.
They deal with cancer too. Sorry.
They do.
They deal with They don't just deal.
Tumours are.
But I feel like they're all. If you're in your brain. Also, this sounds sorry. I'm jumping the gun again. But TikTok. Wow, there's so many people on there that have had. I say so many because mine's so rare. It's hard to find out much information about this particular type, but like it helps you link to people.
That's good. I mean, like TikTok gets so much negativity, but it offers so much help as well. I mean, I'm a big fan of Ren, the musician.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, CNN and all these news junkets that are like taking his music out of context and like. Saying that his music's got negative connotations. It's like, well, you haven't listened to the whole song.
Yeah.
You've literally taken a word out of the song.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that going on. But also there's lots of people, when it comes to working out, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to music, when it comes to...
it can be a great platform.
It's a good tool. Yeah, it really is a good tool. Yeah. I don't use it enough. We are on TikTok on the Shrewsbury Biscuit, but I tend to post just on Instagram, really. That's
I'm probably too old for TikTok, I say. I don't know.
No, it can be used for anybody, for anything. Literally, like how to set up, how to build a chair from IKEA.
Yes, true.
Bam, 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 done. Yeah. Piano, how to play the piano.
That's true.
Yeah, you are an inspiration. You are an inspiration, right? And you were a poorly girl, right? I'm glad that you've reached out and you've come on the podcast because I made a new friend today.
Oh, same. Thank you.
And you're welcome back on the podcast. I said in March, what I'll do is I'll try and research a specialist so we can, and maybe somebody that maybe works with a charity that helps with hospitals. We can do like a round the table thing. That'd be really nice because if your story can help others, that's the goal.
And I've got another MRI in March, ironically, as well. So.
Let me know how it goes. Obviously, we're in touch now.
Yeah, and I'll send you those photos. You might need to remind me.
If you haven't already, go onto our Instagram and have a look and look for. We'll make sure that your pictures are available to look at. Yeah. Okay. Well, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Cheers. So there we go. What a great episode. Thank you so much, Alice, for being so vulnerable and candid with your story. Hopefully this will help people. It's certainly going to help raise awareness with when people talk about how people survive these things. These are the battles that they go through. I did mention, obviously, there's the Brain Tumour Charity, and Lincoln Davis mentioned at the beginning, but I also want to mention Shropshire Mental Health Support. Obviously, we talked a bit about Alice and probably the PTSD that's going to affect her going forward. Shropshire Mental Health Support, they offer support with a wide array of mental health illnesses and things. And you know, bereavement and trauma are definitely up there. So, you know, if you're listening to this and you are struggling with PTSD, or you have, you know, things you need to get off your chest, Shropshire Mental Health Support are there to help too. I also want to say a huge thank you to Ease the artist for letting us use his song Talk for our intro and outro music for this year. Such an incredible bit of music. Ease is one of my favourite rappers in Shropshire, and I think that music is absolutely perfect. It's called Talk. It does exactly what it says on the box, and I absolutely love it. So thank you, Ease, for letting us use that music for this year. I also want to say a huge thank you to Josh Lobley from the Shirish Rovers for letting us use that What I Miss last year for the music. That song, What I Miss, it was chosen like for a huge reason, because that song talks about our youth and the things that we probably took for granted, that when we think back, actually the fondest memories we had, just things like sitting on a park with your mates, you know. So that song is incredibly powerful. Yeah, thank you, Josh, for letting us use that. And also, again, Ease for letting us use Talk as the new intro outro music for the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I also want to say thank you to the listeners. If you're tuning in to this episode for the first time, this is the first time listening to the podcast, thank you for tuning in. Please give us a follow on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. But if you want to dive a little bit deeper, you can go to the website, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk, and that is lovingly made for us by our sponsors, Web Orchard. If you need a website for whatever it is you do in life, they will make the perfect website just for you. And if you do go to Web Orchard just on the power of listening to this podcast, just tell them I said hi, because then it shows that I'm doing my job and this sponsorship is working. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I love you guys. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you at the next one. Brilliant. Peace out.
Said I took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrong stuff, but baby, you are the change now. Let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. Took my lumps, roll with the punches, made my bed, ignored my hunches. I focused on the wrong stuff, but baby, you are the change now.